Hello everyone, my name is Duong, and today I will present some information about the book I'm working on novel project, which is The Call of the Wild by Jack London. Yeah, this is a book. This book is a short novel, adventurous novel by Jack London, which was published in the 1903. London has spent almost a year in Yukon and what he observed from much of the material for the book. He was an American novelist, journalist, and a social activist. He was one of the first writers to become a worldwide celebrity and earn a large fortune from writing. The book then was adapted to film, and it has seen several more cinematic adaptations. To be more specifically, the genre of the book is of animal fiction, which is an animal is being given human trait. Now I will summarize some details in the book. So first of all, the story opens at a ranch in Santa Clara Valley in California when Buck is stolen from his home and sold into a service as a slave dog in Alaska. I was very disappointed at that event, but however, he becomes very progressive in a harsh environment and where he is forced to fight and survive and dominate other dogs. For example, I think it is the war between him and Spikes. By the end, he sheds the veneer of civilization and learned experience to emerge a leader in the wild. Um, I think that the setting is in Santa Clara Valley, California, when Buck is stolen at the first of the story. After reading the story of The Call of the Wild, I personally illustrate many different themes, which are the loss of civilization and of the wilderness, which Buck has already reflected from many different situations and many different ways that he protect himself and his friends. About the membership of the individual in a group, which he works in groups and in by himself, that which is very effectively. The power of extinct and essential memory. I now want to emphasize and demonstrate more in the symbolism, which is the club that breaks Buck in as a pack dog, which really symbolizes the law of uncivil world. Secondly, the Buck's killing of the Yehat Indians symbolizes his final abandonment of life as a tame animal. Now I will talk shortly about the rising action, climax, and resolution of the story. So firstly, the rising action is Buck's battle with Speeds, struggle with Hal, Charles, and Mercedes. I think it is a rising action to the climax, which is John Thornton's saving Buck's life from Hal's cruelty. The following action is Buck's time with Thornton and leading up to Thornton's death. The resolution is Buck goes into the wild, becomes the leader of the Pack of the Wolves. Every year, Buck mourns in the death of his master, John Thornton, which I had already talked. First is about his loyalty to his master, then he becomes a legend. Throughout the story, I really love Buck, who is a powerful dog, half state Bernese and half sheepdog, who is stolen from a California estate and sold as a sled dog in Arctic. The reason why I love and I'm keen on Buck is because he's very ambitious, adventurous, and his bravery is being revealed and relieved from all of different situations in the book. By the way that he protects and kill the Indians to protect his master, I can see that he really shows his loyalty to his master. Secondly, I will talk about Speeds, which is Buck's archivero, and he is the original leader of Franco's dog team. He is known as a devil dog and who is used to fighting with other dogs and winning. The dog that I really love is Dave. Dave becomes really ill in the team's journeys, but he refuses to leave the harness. He preferring to die pulling the sled, and his stubbornness at this task. Dave is an example of gritty determination, and all of those characters, I really love all of the dogs. I highly recommend this book by the way that they describe book and many different characters, and it's a very meaningful book. And I think that everyone needs to read this book once in their life. Thank you for listening.